Hello internet friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lindsay or Lijo, and today we are going to be speaking on the antisocial nature of both TE, extroverted thinking, and TI. If you'd like to talk to me about this subject more in depth, you are free to book a video session with me below on my platform Snug. So here we go. All right, so the concept that I want to introduce early here is that of no reason, no reward. So you've probably heard of the very cliche phrase that, extroverts are just energized by parties. If you're an introvert, you're drained by them, whatever. There's some truth to that. But would you be surprised if I told you that there are plenty of ENTJs, a seemingly extroverted type, that are in fact very drained by parties and probably don't want to go, but they're extroverts. Doesn't matter, they have extroverted thinking, which is not paying attention to the vibe of yay, fun, cool. It has different priorities in terms of its reasoning. And if you've ever described yourself as an introverted extrovert or an extroverted introvert, well, you're correct, because we have two extroverted functions and two introverted functions. But when people are talking about antisocial behavior, in what context are they usually referencing? Well, I would say that generally it is where the social value is the vibe. So let's first talk about why extroverted thinkers, TE, saviors, dominants, are not prioritizing the vibe. And in many cases in which the vibe is prioritized, let's say your typical party, frivolous event, that they may come across as antisocial or does not participate at all. So TE is always referencing, is there a reason or a purpose for me to be here? It is referencing the external in this instance. So let's talk about first some yes reasons that would be acceptable. Yes, I'm here to help with the functionality of something. Yes, going to this thing is part of my assumed job responsibility. Yes, because there's going to be people there with questions about X, Y, and Z, and I have the answers and the ability to help them solve those issues. So yes, I have to show up because there is a reason. But what about in the instance of no? What are some reasons that don't qualify because they are targeting the vibe? No, it would be rare for me to go just for the sake of it being fun. Usually there has to be a bigger reason attached to it. No, not gonna go because of social etiquette. Sorry. And no, just because some people would wanna see me. It's not really a reason that qualifies. It's nice, but it will quickly be overruled by something that makes more sense. So again, this is extroverted thinking. This is the dominant function of the ENTJs, the ESTJs, and for the IJs, it's their second function, that are the ISTJs, the INTJs. And so, especially looking at the archetype of the EJ as being allegedly extroverted, are you starting to see in which the social value is not ranking in importance? So in these social type vibe situations, you will often have a TE user who is not sensing the state of priority and will easily remove themselves if there is not a reason to stay, participate. All right, so next we're going to switch over to TI, introverted thinking, which is a little bit more of a wild card because TI is coming from a slightly more subjective stance at the subject. And so it's really dependent on what is important to that TI user. So the TI savior is asking itself, does this social activity make sense for me? Now, this is going to be all of your EPs and your IPs, your standard EPs and IPs. So EPs, right, extroverts, but not always. So in asking the question, does this social activity make sense for me? What are some instances in which they will say yes? So they might say yes because it is important to me right now to meet some new people. Yes, because there is X person going to be there and I want to get to know them better. Again, we're looking at reasons for the self to make a decision. Or maybe just yes, because I want to play video games right now and everyone that's going to be at this thing is also going to be playing video games, and so we can play video games together and that's what I want to do. It's important to me to do right now and therefore I'm going to go do it. But what are some cases in which the TI user may say no to this social activity? No, because I'm working on this project that I want to finish and it's more important to me than whatever that other thing is. No, because everyone who's going to be there is an and I don't want to deal with it. And no, simply because I'm not interested. There's other things that interest me more and I'm going to choose those instead. So So again, thinkers, without a reason, there is no reward. The reward isn't coming from the vibe. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't enjoy a vibe. That doesn't mean that we don't need connection in these different ways. We do. We all still have a feeling function. However, we're looking at scale. Where is the cognitive weight going more often? It's going for the weight of reason over vibe, sake of enjoyment, the sake of, social value. What is acceptable versus unacceptable in the social value is something we're prioritizing much less. So that's it for this video. I hope it helps you to understand how thinkers, no matter if they are EJs, EPs, IJs, or IPs, can come off as a little bit more introverted in situations in which social value and vibe is the priority. So I hope this helps you on your journey, and I will talk to you in my next video. Please like and subscribe because I don't ask you very often, and it would help me with the YouTube algorithm.